Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm a coach and a channel, and welcome to my series called Guided and Grounded. This is a series where I invite forward the spirit guides to share an experience with you. The first part of the experience is a message, something that they want you to hear, something maybe that you've been asking for or searching for or wanting to receive. Either consciously or subconsciously, and this message is finding you exactly when it was meant to. And then once this message comes through, they're going to take you on an experience on how to feel it in your life, in your body, and your energy field, so that you can understand how this energy is manifesting for you in your field. And then from that awareness, shift it. And in shifting your energy, shifting your reality is a byproduct. And so it's really a teaching experience on how to become aware of what's here so that you can make the choice on what to do with it. And if shifting something inside of you is what you've been searching for, then this is your opportunity to be guided on how to do that. So, the way this works is I close my eyes, I tune in with them, and I see what they want to share with us today. And the message tends to unfold slowly and gradually as we go. So, just give me a second, I'll tune in and I'll see what they want to share with us. So, they're just kind of zoning in on the breath. Um, this is going to be a very embodied experience, I get the feeling today in particular. And it's going to be an experience not necessarily of receiving insight or like new awareness and perspective in terms of information, but becoming more present and building knowledge and expertise inside of what's here in the now moment because they're saying it's inside of recognizing what's here that you can get all of the information that you've been searching for, the clarity and the perspective and the awareness and the insight that you've been looking for and also the knowledge and understanding of how to, they're saying, overcome whatever you're feeling blocked by, because ultimately what's blocking you is your misunderstanding of what's been calling to you. Did I get that right? Misunderstanding of what's been calling to you? Yeah, they're saying that there's like an element of trust that's going to be required in order for you to begin to acknowledge your own truth rather than searching for some sort of awareness or clarity and perspective that you feel like you don't have yet. The reason why you've been doing that is because you haven't been trusting in your own ability to perceive it. And they're saying the only way you're going to build that ability is by sitting down and getting comfortable inside of feeling what's here. And at first, you might not understand what that means consciously, but they're saying that that awareness is going to come fairly quickly. If you give yourself the opportunity to sit and feel it and feel into it and really sink into that experience. And the reason why so many of us disregard what's here is because we fail to see the distinction between what's here and what's desired instead. And we feel that what's here is something that is supposed to be suppressed and and what? And disregarded and downplayed. in order to call in something new or something that we've been wanting. And the perspective shift that they want to offer you today is that it's not about looking elsewhere in order to see, okay, what do I need to call in that's not here yet? What is the change that I'm looking to make and how can I find it? It's about recognizing that the change that's needed is the awareness of what's not being allowed to be felt. Because once you can let go of the discomfort that's here that you have been shying away from, you're going to find that what's been calling to you all along is just that. It's your willingness to be inside of what's present for you and seeing where that takes you. They want you to build this understanding around how what you're searching for is some sort of semblance of understanding on how to overcome the experience that you're currently having. But energy can't come in unless it's being given an opportunity to be felt and accepted. And in order to feel and accept and allow new energy to come through, first, what's required is creating the space for it and being in an open, receptive place to be able to receive it. And neither of those things can be accomplished unless you are willing to do so now, first. And so being open to feeling and allowing and receiving what's already here. Because what's here is the energy that is looking to be released. Um, but there's a misunderstanding that in order to release it, you have to let something in. And what they want to demonstrate is that releasing something requires feeling it. Why is that? Why is that? Why do you have to feel it to release it? They're saying that what releasing energy is, what it looks like, is acceptance. You can't let something go if on some level you are holding on to doubt, fear, resentment, resistance, or some sort of like suppressed shame because there, on some level, when you are feeling those things, you are telling the energy that you're not ready to let go of it yet. You're holding on to those feelings. And so, at the deepest, most fundamental level, you don't want to let it go. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to acknowledge it. You're not ready to release it. You want to hold on to the resistance inside of the dynamic within that relationship with that energy. And so you don't actually want to feel safe. You don't actually want, that's not true. They're saying you want to feel safe, but the way to feel safe is to create safety inside of the now moment. You're searching for safety in a future potential. And so you're saying, well, I don't feel safe now, but I want to feel safe. So I just have to figure out a way to get there. And there's no way to get there if you're not willing to feel it here, because there is no energy out there that is not already available here. And if you're not willing to feel it here, then you're never going to be able to access it there either, because there um, is just a future potential of what's here. It's just a projection of what's here. if you can always and forever focus on here, what's in the now, then you're going to be living inside of a space and time that is fulfilling the desire at hand. And living from that like moment to moment potential is where you're being asked to go because because why? Because you're wanting to feel at ease. You're wanting to feel peace of mind. You're wanting to feel like a sense of inner knowing, inner acceptance. And that is accomplished here and now inside of who you are. You can't feel acceptance in the future unless you're willing to welcome it in now. So, what they want to show you today is how to become aware and reflective on what's here and in noticing what's here, making the choice to resist it or release it. And in doing so, you are either repelling energy that you're saying that you want to let in, but in actuality may not be ready to, or you are making the choice that you are willing and ready and prepared to do what's required to let it in and just highlighting where you're at. And so it's just a reflection today. It's always just a reflection, but they want to make sure that they're um, that you can see that they're not highlighting um, like a disappointment or anything that you're supposed to be ashamed of or resentful of an inability to do. They're just here to offer you guidance in what you've been asking for. Okay. Where do you want to go from here? Okay, so they're saying the first step is getting quiet and comfortable so that you are primed to open up awareness to what's present. And so, do you want them to get comfortable and put their things away? Um, do you want them to get comfortable and put their things away? Yeah, they're saying it would be helpful to do so. But again, it's just a nut. They're highlighting if this is, they want you to notice that if right now I'm saying, okay, it's time to put your things away and get quiet and get comfortable, if you're like rolling your eyes around that, or if you're ready to turn this off because there's no message here for you that's interesting and you're not ready to do this portion of the exercise, they just want to highlight that that's your answer. And that's okay. But the answer is that you're not ready to shift what's here and welcome in something new. And that's fine. That's good to know. And so they're saying, great, carry on with your day. But if you are ready and you are willing to either come back to this video when you're prepared to get quiet and comfortable and tune in, or ready to do that now, then that's an indication that that's your answer, that you're ready. And it's just a matter of doing it. All right. So that being said, find a nice quiet space to do this guided part of this experience. And when you're ready, you can pause this video until you're ready. When you're ready, they want you to just feel the stillness that's here. When everything is put away and when you're in a quiet place and when you're comfortable and primed and prepared to tune into what's here, they want you to notice what is here and notice how still it can feel when you're allowing of that stillness to take over. And they just want you to just listen. Listen to the sounds of your own breath, of your own heartbeat, and of your own inner joy or discomfort within this experience. And they just want you to welcome it. Whatever the experience is in the here and now, the experience of this quiet moment of stillness, if it brings up feelings of anxiousness or discomfort or ease or tension or fulfillment, whatever experience rises inside of it, they want you to just observe it because that is the experience of the now moment. It is the experience inside of you that's looking to be witnessed. And in choosing to witness it, you are giving permission to that part of you or those aspects of you to be felt and to be welcomed and to be held inside of a safe space. And this ability to offer your experience, these experiences, this safe space, you are giving permission to these parts of you to exist, to fully be embodied. And they're saying this is the first step to accessing the new energy that you're looking to call in, which is energy of stillness, of freedom, of peace of mind, of embodied knowing, in choosing to welcome in and allow what's here. You are giving permission for energy to come through, to come in, to be welcomed in, to be held with open arms. And so even though you have not necessarily changed anything inside of your observations, you are shifting your frequency from one of like a closed off pressure to one of open allowance. And now where do you want to go with this? And they want you to notice what happens when you are allowing of what's here. What amplifies? And they just want you to find the courage to be with what that is. Whatever is growing inside of you, if it's frustration, if it's impatience, or if it's understanding, letting that expand. And in the allowing of that to expand through you and around you, you are giving permission for that energy to be released because it needs to fully rise and surface and, and in order to be expelled and expended. And that is what you have been subtly kind of shutting down, avoiding, is the kind of the feeling of that rising and sort of taking over. And they're saying that it's never going to take control, it's just going to feel more activated, especially when you're not desiring for it to have that place to be fully to be fully with withheld. What do you mean by that? They're highlighting that there's a process here of the energy inside you being offered an opportunity to rise and then expand through you. And then once it's held inside of a space of allowing, there's no more resistance to its very existence. And so you are essentially saying you're allowed to be here. I forgive you, I allow for you, and I welcome you. And then it's from there, there's nowhere else really for it to go other than out. Why is that? Because the energy does not want to exist in a place of forgiveness and allowing, because the energy in and of itself is one of disallowing. And so you are creating kind of like an opposition to the very nature of what it is. And it's going to then be released inside of the atmosphere in search of a recipient who is looking to feel that very same equal and opposite pull in order for it to be kind of held in the way that it's looking to be. And so you are creating a container for that energy that no longer resonates for it because you are sort of relaxing into this easeful place of allowing, and that welcomes in energy of the like. And so it's no longer needed because you are saying, I no longer need to feel this way. I am open and allowing of something new. And so it's as simple as giving it an opportunity to rise, expand, and release. And all that's required of you is being patient inside of that process and being fully allowing of it to take place. And it can be as simple as just lying there and surrendering to the moment. And ultimately, they're saying what gets us caught up is our misunderstanding of what that process looks like and what's required of us. And oftentimes we get caught inside of tension loops, they're saying, which is when we feel it and then suppress it. And then it bottles up again inside of us, and then we suppress it. And it keeps us stuck in this perpetual cycle of resistance and restraint. And that is what you have been trying to get rid of or rid yourself of. And the only way to do that is to be allowing of it so it can finally be set free. Okay, where do you want to go from here? And they're saying the nature of your own desire for the resistance that's there is your need to feel suppressed. And that need dissipates when the only thing that's being offered is peace and acceptance. Because peace and love and freedom of to feel what's here and freedom of the self is what there is what is like the band-aid to the issue that you've been dealing with that you haven't known how to overcome. And they're just saying, like, from this place moving forward, they want you to begin this practice of shifting your energy, of sitting inside of stillness, of feeling what arises, allowing its space to be, and then kind of witnessing as it kind of releases from you. And over time, with repetition and practice, it will become easier, it will become quicker, you will become more fine-tuned, your ability to discern the energy that's here from the energy that's not, or the energy that's desired from the energy that's being embodied. And this practice will pick up speed and momentum, and you will begin to operate on a completely different wavelength because you will be feeling differently and making different choices and calling in different energy and reality as a byproduct. And there is no bypassing this. There is no way around this. This is the work. It's as simple as that. There's a saying, we tend to overcomplicate it um, by getting into like the intricacies of our own perceptions of like what manifestation is and what calling in new potential looks like. And it's as simple as choosing to feel something different. And when you're willing to feel something different, you've accessed a different potential already. It's quick, it's like instantaneous. As soon as the choice is made, the reality is accessed. But you have to be able to withhold and withstand the perpetual like re um what's the word? Re Reigniting of the previous behavior in the previous cycle because it's a learned behavior to fall back into past patterns. And so you're just kind of retraining your mind, your body, your behavior into a different way of showing up. And in time, you will reap the benefits of it, is what they're saying. Anything else you'd like to share about this? Yeah, they're saying they understand it's not glamorous. They understand that it's not like something super um spiritual, they're saying, or like supernatural is the word. Um, but they're saying that it doesn't need to be, and you don't need to be. All you need to be is willing to feel and allow and let go. And that is how you shift your reality. That is how you take accountability, and that is how you perpetuate new possibility. Cool. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Guided and Grounded today. And if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel for more. And if this was like your first foray into this kind of thing and you would like to understand how to not only develop a practice of this, but how to do it in a way that fulfills sort of a deeper desire that you have in particular for yourself or your life, and you're feeling a little bit stuck inside of how to do that. You're still feeling a lack of clarity on how to do this in a way that is going to manifest inside of your life towards intentions that you want to call in, or maybe you're not really fully understanding what this process is supposed to look like, reach out to me. You can do so on my website, amandalaurenblau.com, and I can talk to you about what working with me one-on-one would look like. We can do it in a single session, or we can do it in a 3-month mentorship capacity. But sometimes having that one-on-one time for just 90 minutes is all it takes to create that clarity that you've been looking for and walk away with like concrete guided examples on how to apply this to you specifically. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week. Have a good one. Bye.